Hi guys, I'm Pablo Cabezali from Dining with Pablo. The only thing stable in my life is hunger, and today I bring you a new visit. Right now, I'm in New York, in the States. Third time that I come to this city, and I'm sure it won't be the last. This morning, I've been on a helicopter ride and I saw Central Park, the skyscrapers, and the Statue of Liberty, and I'm really in love with this city. There's lots of things to do here, and there's also a lot of good restaurants to eat. Today, we're visiting one that has been open since 1885, and that restaurant is KEENS Steakhouse. This restaurant is specialized in mutton chops and first-class meat. It's time to go inside the establishment and tell you what this place is like, what's magical about it, what's its story, and any other interesting details. Let's go. Having a table full of things is always good. What a place, KEENS Steakhouse. As I already told you, it was founded in 1885. It's a restaurant with lots of history and it preserves its essence inside. The place has a warm, dim lighting, many details in wood, paintings from many years ago, and the truth is that what I've noticed is that the average age of the public is high. They have a bar where you can order cocktails, and then they have the dining area, which is divided in several environments. It's definitely very elegant, classic, simple, and I like it a lot. In fact, look at this chair. You can really notice how time has gone by. There's a detail which draws a lot of attention. It's full of smoking pipes everywhere. The ceiling is full of them. Apparently, they are a hallmark of this place since they have pipes from well-known figures such as Roosevelt, Einstein, and many more. In fact, they even tell you that KEENS Steakhouse has the world's largest clay smoking pipe collection. It's time to settle down and take a look at their menu. Their menu is on paper, and they also have the pub menu, which is a more affordable menu where you can have a little bit of everything. They have calamari salad, Rockefeller oysters, turkey, roasted chicken. In general, there are dishes that are cheaper than the ones in the full menu. What is there in the full menu? What can we eat at KEENS Steakhouse? Well, we have oysters, which I love, half a dozen for $26 and a dozen for $43. I thought for a moment they were expensive, but if you think about it, it's $3 or $4 per oyster, which is not bad. They also have little neck clams, a crab cocktail, calamari, and the appetizers are mainly seafood, but there's also Caesar salad as well as a lobster salad. Then they have the lunch specials, which are dishes for lunchtime. After that, we have the entree salads. They have a ribs one, a chicken one. There's a lot of them, but they also have a meat one. This place is specialized in meats, and from what I've been told, they have aged meats. They have a section of steaks and meats where you'll find prime rib, 2 double lamb chops, which is one of the stars here. They have turkey and other meats. They also have the classics, which include Tbone, New York sirloin steak, Porterhouse, and filet mignon. Then they have a section of fish with 3 options. They have lobster from Maine. And then we have the side dishes. And I don't know what happens in this city, that if you go to a restaurant with a certain level, the sides are very expensive. You can order roasted vegetables for $16, carrots with brown butter for $14, beans for $14, mushrooms $16, tan roasted broccoli and cauliflower for $15. They're expensive, but at least they're interesting. And finally, there's information about the tips. If you're more than 6 people, they'll include 18%. And they say that the tip amount you leave can be changed according to your interest, meaning that if you don't enjoy the food or the service, you have a right to not leave any tip. It's true that the waiters live from tips because they have very low salaries, but you have to know that it's not mandatory. Let's order and start eating. I'm starving, and I'm starting with this option recommended by the staff, which is the thick cut bacon. The pork belly, which smells really good, and I can't wait any longer to try it. The price of it is $26. It comes with arugula and tomato, and let's cut into this appetizer. Oops, my bad. As you can see, it looks very crunchy and toasted. Wow, this could perfectly be the best bacon I've ever had. It's not extremely toasted, but it has an amazing flavor. I imagine that it's smoked and it's incredible. Oh my god. It makes me want to order a loaf of bread and make myself a sandwich. It's delicious. Let's try the tomatoes. This is very good. I better start using the bread, and here I have 2 pieces. The bread looks like they've brushed it with egg or oil. It's okay. It's not the bread we have in Spain, but it's okay. This bacon is epic. This meal starts really well. Let's try this butter, even though butter is never a good companion because it's very filling. It's very good, but I'm going to try not to eat it because there's a lot of food on its way. It's very good, trust me. It's sensational, but I think that for one person, it's an excessive amount because it's a filling dish and it limits your appetite for the rest of the meal. But if you come with friends, this is a mandatory appetizer. Oh my god, look at the color. It has a great smell and taste. I'm really enjoying it. Here we have one of the legendary dishes. It costs $65 and this is the mutton chop. It comes with a side of what I think is chard, and it also comes with this sauce which I'm not quite sure of what it is. I'm going to try a bit of it and it's quite dense. It smells like tea, like mint, and I'm not quite sure of what it is. We have the chop here which is quite big, and as you can see they ask you how done you want it. In my case I ordered it medium rare because lamb is not usually ordered rare, and I'm going to try it to see how it is. It's very big and I think it's too much for one person. I still have the same cutlery from the previous dish. I would have preferred for them to change them, but I guess they have their reasoning to it. Let's cut it in half, even though it's quite complicated because it has a bone and these knives are not going to be enough. And if it weren't for the smell, you would believe it's beef. As you can see, it's done just as I asked. With only one bite, I understand why this restaurant has been open for so long. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. It's very, very good. It's like eating a roasted lamb, but here you have it with more consistency. With the roasted lamb, the pieces are smaller, the fibers separate, but this one is like eating a Tbone steak, but just made with lamb. The taste is very good, and it reminds me of our roasted lambs in Spain, but with a magical touch. The exterior is toasted, and here you can see the fat. It's amazing. The vegetables don't impress me, and all of the magic is here in the mutton chop. I have to say that some bits have been close to the flame, and I don't really like the taste of the black parts, but when there isn't any black parts, I love it. The bites are very juicy. The fat gives it an extra fantastic touch. It's a piece that has a lot of flavor, and I understand things when I live them, and of course, this has many reasons to be one of the star dishes here at KEENS. You have to bear in mind that the size of this mutton chop is not 100% useful. We have a large bone in the middle, but even so, there's enough substance that one can take advantage of. Here we have the famous Tbone that costs $64. This cut is characterized by having the bone in a T shape, and in this case the vertical part of the bone isn't appreciated, and it's a bone that usually separates the entrecote part with a sirloin, so we should find 2 different textures and 2 different flavors. Let's start cutting this up with a new knife in this case, and it comes with this side of a pepper. Well, let's try the meat. We've left the lamb to go with beef. I asked for it rare, and I even told the waiter that I preferred it leaning towards raw, and he told me that he knew how we like our meat in Spain. So let's try it. I've bitten into a piece with fat and it's juicy. I do have to say that it's a bit burnt because it's been close to the flame, and I personally don't like that flavor. Let's cut it through the middle following the T. The cutlery could be improved. It could be better. Okay friends, here we have the Tbone. Here is the bone. Friends, everything has a reason. There it is. Now we can clearly see the Tbone, and let's try some more meat. Let's see how it tastes. It's super tender. It falls apart. One bite and it's completely gone. On the internet, I read that this place has a dry aged meats, and I asked the waiter if this meat was aged, and he said yes, which is true because all meat needs to be aged. You can't eat it straight out of the animal because it's very tough and hard to eat. A maid told me that it's been aged for 21 days. So there's practically no aging really. However, independently from the aging, the meat is very tasty, juicy, and the texture is fantastic. They have my bow. This part is very, very good. Let's go with the other one. These are the black parts that I was talking about. They're a bit bitter and not so pleasant as the rest of the meat, and I personally, in my opinion, don't like it. I'm intrigued about the weight of the T-bone. I'm going to ask the waiter about it. How much do you think it weighs? I think that with the bone, 800 grams, so let's see what they tell me. Let's turn the T-bone around so we can see which part is easier to cut. I still think the same thing about the cutlery. I would have liked a knife with a smooth edge, better than a saw one. You'll probably be thinking, Pablo, you usually go with your own knife to restaurants. Well, yes, but I've already had problems with trying to travel with it, so it stays at home. Let's try this new piece. It's super good, just as I asked, and as you can see, it has some infiltration. You can also taste it, and I have to say that this side is not as tender as the piece before, but it's very tasty and good. As a general summary of this T-bone, good in taste, good preparation, I think it's fantastic, and the price for this is pretty reasonable. Let's see if I can ask about how much it weighs. I would recommend this even though it's not at the same level as a good Spanish grill with the meat that we have, but this has my approval. I would give it an 8 out of 10. I love the bone. Now I have to clean my hands.
Around 24 ounces.
24 ounces. Okay, now I'll see how much it is in kilograms. Thanks. 24 ounces, 2 grams. Well, I wasn't right. Anyway, let's finish this and see if I can order dessert. Even though here in the States they are Krispy Kreme and I love them. Here we have the desserts and drinks menu to order after your meal. Once you open it, you can see that all of the desserts cost $14 unless indicated differently. For example, we have one called Affogato, which is an espresso coffee poured over vanilla ice cream, which costs $10. We have key lime pie, creme brulee, New York cheesecake, Lady M chocolate cake, KEENS red berry Bible, dark chocolate mousse, carrot cake, fresh blue and red berries, and another one that I don't know what it is, and it costs $23. Then we have ice creams, coffees, and also cognacs, wines, brandies, a bit of everything for people who like a good drink. In my case, I'm going to see what dessert they recommend for me, a bestseller, and let's continue enjoying here at KEENS Steakhouse. Here we have the dessert, the waiter's recommendation, the iconic dessert of the house. The KEENS Red Berry Bibble, and it's basically a red berry compote with some sort of mousse on top. I think it's cheese. But let's try it together. You can really taste the strawberry. It also has raspberry, and it has a sweet and acidic touch. It's fresh, and it goes down quite easily. I have to say that the price is also good, because it was one of the cheaper desserts. We complain about the prices in Spain, but as soon as you leave... If we compare the prices in Spain to Ecuador or Mexico, well, obviously it's expensive. But before judging the prices of things, we should think about where we are. And now we're in New York. If I lived in the States as a YouTuber, I would be earning 7 times more of what I earn in Spain. Just so you know a bit more about purchasing power, in the end, it ends up impacting consumer habits, the amount they pay for advertisements in Facebook or Google. It's a different world. They manage more money, and in the end it affects the businessmen, the workers, and the final consumer. Let's continue. It's very good. And I'm going to mix it all together as if it was a yogurt. Now the color has changed. It's no longer red and white, it's more of a watermelon color. It also has cherries. It's very good. The fruit is in pieces, so you're in charge of chewing them. And I finally finished the dessert. Here we have the receipt, and I was going to show you how much each thing costs. Here on screen, I will show you the breakdown of the prices of everything. If I remember correctly, it was $14 for the dessert, $4 the drink, $46 the T-bone, $65 the mutton chop, and $26 for the bacon. This has been a meal I've enjoyed a lot. It's a very classic place with music from several years ago, and if I had to choose one dish, it would definitely be the bacon. It's quite shocking for me to choose the appetizer after trying dishes like the Tbone and the chop, but it was the most surprising dish for me, and I could say it was one of the best bacons I've had in my life. If you asked me about the main dish, I would choose the mutton chop, which I think was very, very good in flavor, in the balance with the fat on the meat, and it was delicious. I think that a very pleasant digestion awaits me walking around the streets of New York. I hope you're watching the videos I'm posting, so please remember to subscribe and like this video so more people can see it. Thank you for everything, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.